Alright guys, welcome back to the stream. I'm your host, your captain, the Flying Moose, and my plane is bouncing apparently. I'm not sure what's up with that. Welcome back. Okay, that's really annoying. We gotta put it into that. What is happening? Stop that. Stop bouncing. Oh my gosh. Weird things are happening. I'm gonna come over here. The thing's hooking up. Alright. Just weird. Okay, we got a number of people in chat already. We've got, let's see, who we got here so far. Blue Crayon was actually first before the stream even started. So good, welcome to you. Camden FTW is here. Aziz is here. Quick Gaming 11 is here. Welcome aboard. Pun 1 is here. I don't know what forced means. Obey is here. And let's see, who else we got? Rich Lepic is here. Harry is here, goody. Let's see. Anybody else? Let's see. Yeah, we're gonna look for a much better landing today. We're gonna do a little bit more by the book today because that was bad, and really that was a circumstantial thing. So, well, we're not flying tomorrow, so because tomorrow's Monday, I don't fly on Mondays or Tuesdays because of my schedule. So, I've been trying to work my way back to the West Coast, and we're gonna get there today for the most part because we're gonna be going to Las Vegas. Brandon Spiders, hey, how's it going? So anyway, yeah, so we are gonna be going here. We're gonna do our walk around first. I don't have any even GSX out here yet because my sim was doing some weird things after I hit the go button, and so I'm kind of a little behind the 8-ball here. So anywho, we'll see what's going on. Tim, hey. Welcome back, sir. I loved your pictures on Twitter. That was awesome. I actually know what airline you fly for now because I could tell. I'm not going to give it away online. Don't worry. That'll just be our little secret. But anyway, welcome back to the stream. So yes, we're going to try and do this a lot more by the book. Yesterday I had a wedding to go to, and so I was hemmed in by circumstances, and I had to do what I had to do. So thankfully, it's just a sim. But at the end of the day, I'm trying to do this as realistically as possible. So today we will do that better. Well, there's always the possibility of dual engine failure. It's very, very, very unlikely. I am going to do a challenge video, like I did for the 747 one. We'll do that probably with the 73, where we lose both engines in flight and have to glide it down to an airport or a road, and we'll see how that goes. But that'll be a separate video. That'll be another time. Maybe this weekend. Maybe we'll see. It depends on how time shakes out and how my schedule shakes out. It's always up in the air, and you never know. So anyway, Anthony Sanchez, hey, welcome to the stream, sir. So let's get going. I need to close my cockpit door over here, my real door. So I'm gonna step away for just a second while I do that. You guys just sit tight for just a moment. Okay. Had to do that just to make sure I don't get disturbed by stupid roommates that I don't want to talk to. Okay. Yeah, we have a lot of subs now. We have 778 or so. It's been a crazy week this last week. Suddenly 50 more subs on Sunday, followed by 150 subs on Friday, followed by about 50 more on Saturday, yesterday. So we'll see what we get today, but it's we're getting big. It's cool. It's awesome. So I just can't thank you guys enough. It's awesome to have you here. And it's awesome to be flying with you guys. So, yeah, I basically began on Flight Sim 98 too, back when I was in high school. So, anyway, thank you for the props, guys. And again, if you want to suggest routes, destinations, do so on Facebook and Twitter. That's the place to do that at. You can also do that by commenting on the videos. As well, not the live chat. That's different. Comments on the videos and live chat are two separate things, so just know that. If you're putting it in the live chat, I'll see it, but there's no way I'm going to remember it. So if you're serious about me wanting to do a particular route, make sure you put that in the comments of the video or on the Facebook page or the Twitter page. That's how you do that. So, Aziz, I'd love to see myself reaching 1 million subs. I mean, anything's possible. You never know how that's going to turn out. So we'll just see what happens and see where it goes. But yeah, So anyway, let's get started here though, because I know you guys are here. You want to see us fly, and that's why we're all here. So first of all, what I'm going to do is we need to get. And this, I have a feeling, so I checked this before I started the stream, and it was coming up as the right airlines, and then I loaded I realized I hadn't had the Southwest one in the Steam version, and it came up as United. So how much you want to bet when I do this, it brings me United stuff. Even though this airport is primarily like Southwest and Allegiant and stuff like that, how much you want to bet? Let's just see. Request catering. Who's it going to do? Who's it going to do? Is that Southwest? We actually got Southwest. Look at that. How amazing is that? Heinrich, hey, welcome to the stream, sir. Welcome back. I definitely see myself getting 1,000 subs, and probably sooner rather than later, because the way this is going, we're only just over 200 away from 1,000. I don't see that taking very long at all. So that's nice and choppy. That's nice. Wonderful. Okay. So let's go ahead and do our walk around right quick, and then we will get going into the flight planning and stuff. So again, we're going to take note, the pitot tubes have their covers on them, so we're going to make sure the ground crew takes those off. And we're going to start here with the nose gear of the aircraft. We're checking for the tires to make sure they look like they're in good condition. The shock cylinder there is nice and shiny. The taxi light there is intact. We don't see any hydraulic leaks or fluid on the ground. And no dinks and dents that would be a problem as well. We're checking for the pitot tubes, make sure they're not obstructed. Obviously they're covered, so they're going to be fine. Angle of attack indicator right there is going to be fine. The nose cone radome is looking good. Doesn't look like we got struck by any birds recently, so that's good. Pitot tubes and angle of attack on this side as well, also covered. And our catering trucks are zipping over here. We've got our static ports on this side, as well as our cargo door, which we'll be opening here in a little bit. Diamond Aviation, yeah, that's been 2 years. Yeah, it's a little bit, well, a little bit late for you probably, Cheesy. Sunday I have to stream in the afternoon because I have church in the morning. So we've got our wing light here, and our wing route, the landing light and the turn-off light is right here. Everything looks good. Our big old fan engine right here, we're checking for any scratches, dings and dents, any kind of debris in the way here. Let me get this opened. I'm gonna remember which one does the. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna have to do. Okay, one of these has got to be the overhead. There you go. Just gonna do this for right now, so I can not jump back in the plane to do this. FS actions, doors, open. There we go. Is that opening? Yep, there we go. That way the catering can get going and do that. Santiago Moriarty, yes, I do remember you. Welcome back to the stream. How do I know what to look for? I've watched a lot of aircraft videos, and also the pre-flight's not all that different from pre-flighting a small general aviation aircraft. It's just different stuff you're kind of looking for. So, and Tim can probably correct me if I miss anything or get anything wrong, because he's an actual line check captain for one of the airlines. So, but anyway, so we're checking here. Obviously, we want to make sure the engine looks mounted correctly. We don't have any problems. We don't have any leaks into the engine. We're looking at the leading edge of the wing and making sure we don't see any damage or leaks. Obviously, this would indicate a fuel leak under the wing. And the winglet right here is nice and attached and looking good. Pierre, hey, welcome to the stream. All right, you should do like spikes for the likes, bro. Be nice and still, and yeah. I'm not sure what the spikes for the likes are, but okay. But yes, thank you, sir. Guten Tag to you. Although where you are is definitely Guten Nacht at this point, I'm sure. Checking the exhaust port of the engine, just making sure everything is clear and unobstructed for the engine start. We're looking at the strut here and checking for shiny cylinder. We're going to be checking the brakes, making sure they're in good condition. Obviously, in the quality of FSX here, there's just kind of assuming they're good. The tires look really good, and I don't see any leaks or any problems there. We're also making sure the flaps are in fact up, so when we go in the cockpit, that the flap handle agrees with where the flaps actually are. So that way, when we put hydraulic fluid on the aircraft, nothing moves out of where it should be. Yeah, so this, in the simulator, nothing will actually show. So this is more just to help with the immersion of the whole thing. I just do it because it adds to the realism of it. And so we're checking the vertical and horizontal stabilizers for all the same things. We're making sure nothing looks damaged. The APU port is clear. It's not running yet. But that way when that is running, we won't have any issues or problems. And they're ready to close those doors. So let's go ahead and close those doors and they can get on their way. And we're going to come around here to the left side of the aircraft. And we're just checking the fuselage for general condition, making sure nothing obvious is out of place and no problem. Alright. And well, the sub goal is always 1,000 at this point, so we're probably not going to hit it, but we should probably hit 800 today. I don't think would be anywhere out of the realm of possibility. Same thing we're checking for on the left main here. Again, good tires, good brakes, no hydraulic leaks. The strut looks good. Everything looks connected. We're checking the make sure the flaps and ailerons are in the positions we expect them to be. Andrew Gonzalez, thank you for subscribing, sir. Welcome aboard. We're checking the exhaust port of engine number 1 for the same thing. We're making sure it's unobstructed and there's nothing going to be causing any problems when we fire that engine up. And as we come around the side here, we're checking the wing for any leaking, any signs of damage, making sure the lights look like they're okay. And again, this would be an indication of fuel leaking if we saw leaks here. Looking at the number 1 engine strut, or mount rather, and just making sure it looks okay. And we'll check the fan blades on number 1 and make sure we don't see any signs of damage there, as well as the wing root where it mounts the aircraft and the landing and taxi lights, or sorry, turn-off lights. And then we got the wing light over here, and we've got our static ports over here as well. So the aircraft looks good. We're going to go ahead and jump up in the cockpit, and we'll get a move on. Whoa, that's not right. Stop that. I love when the sounds don't match what's supposed to be happening. I did not download the game yet, Miss Cheesy. I've had the wedding yesterday, a date last night, church this morning. I haven't had any time. Trying to get a stream for you guys, so that was priority 1. Let's see. Fly the FS Labs for over 6 hours without quitting the sim. You can start using... Oh, okay, that's interesting. I would love to get the FS Labs A320. That would be nice. But that would be cool, so... Alrighty, I said he would do it. I know the other... What did I say I would do? Sorry. Oh, flying moves, are you going to do the Seattle, Florida? I don't know. Like I said, I mentioned earlier, I don't think you were here yet. Make sure you put that in the comments of the video or the Facebook or Twitter page, because I'm not going to remember that. Because I get requests all the time. So that's what we're going to do for if you want to request routes. I don't know when it's going to happen because it just depends on my streaming schedule and when things are and time, because that's a good 6-hour flight to go from Seattle to Fort Lauderdale. So Fart Loops, the FS Labs A320 is so much money because it's well detailed, kind of like PMDG. PMDG aircraft are very expensive because they put a lot of effort into them, a lot of realism goes into those things, and that's why. So, all right, so let's get we need to get the APU fired up because I don't have ground power connected right now, and we're gonna kill the battery if we don't. So let's do that. Also gonna turn one of the fuel pumps on for that. And I'm not going to turn on anything else on until that APU is up and running because I don't want to further drain the battery. So, no VATSIM today, no. The wedding was good. It wasn't really, I was running sound at it, so I wasn't attending the wedding in the sense of that. But it did go. It was very easy. It was a nice wedding. Well, thank you, Mr. Cheesy. I appreciate that, my German friend. Yeah, it is. The more people that are on here, I'm trying to respect chat and do pre-flights at the same time. It is challenging, but I kind of get used to it. So, I've never been to Bolivia. I've actually never been to South America. The closest I've been to South America is Mexico, and very, very north Mexico, like just over the border from the United States. So, the only 2 out of my countries I've been to were has been Mexico and now Israel. So. Alrighty. Billy M, thanks for the reminder there to everybody to be sure and like and sub. Yeah, I would appreciate that very much. So, why are you saying the flight is only 35 minutes? That's not the case. It's going to be longer than that. Alright, so our APU is up and running. We're going to go ahead and kick on the APU generator there. And I'm going to go ahead and the recirc fans are already on. We're going to turn the packs on so that way when the passengers start loading, there's some air for them. It is Albuquerque, New Mexico in the summer, so it's probably stinking hot. And let's go ahead and get the IRSs kicked on so we can start those aligning. And we'll also make sure our nav lights are on, because that's good. And we'll go ahead and turn the seatbelt sign on for the passengers, as well as the emergency lights will go on. I'm going to turn on my panel lights here. And I'm going to leave the window heats and the pitos off right now because it's a million degrees outside. There's no need to overheat those. And we'll set that once we get further here into the plan mode. I think that's everything I need to do up here for the time being. You should come to Bolivia. Well, I might do that at some point. What part of America are you coming to? Because I'm in California, so... oh, thank you, Blue Crayon. Yeah, that was a fun experience. That was a Delta 757-300 in LAX. After coming back from Flight Sim Con, I asked I had such a good experience with the Delta in general. I had no hesitation in asking one of the crew members if I could see the cockpit, and they were very nice to oblige and very eager to show me the cockpit too. It was just very, very, very nice. I really enjoyed my experience with Delta. So. I don't have World of AI though, so that's, I mean, I could get World of AI, but I don't have it right now. That's why I have Ultimate Traffic 2. How do you select the two thrust levers? What do you mean? Like, individually? Like that? I have a yoke, and so I've got them split, because I have one, I can have as many as 6, but obviously there's only 2 in this aircraft, so I can use them together. That's the takeoff warning horn you're hearing right now, because they shouldn't be going forward. You turn the panel lights that fast by double-clicking the right mouse button. If you just hold the right mouse button, it'll just spin around. If you double-click it, it'll go to its far setting. Texas, maybe LA. All I know is I'm going. Oh, that's awesome. Well, LA, you're not that far from me. I mean, you're good 5 hours from me, but you're still closer than anything else. Tyler Richardson, welcome back to the stream, sir. Good to have you here. All right, let's look at the flight. Actually, before we do that, let's get the passengers loading because that's going to take a while, and I don't want to wait for that. So let's go ahead down here and open, first of all, the cargo doors, because we're going to need to load the cargo up. And I'm going to close the door here because I have to reopen it in order for FSX to realize what has happened. So I'm going to do that. Open that. See, now I get the little, yeah. All right, so now I can go up here and we can say request boarding, and here they come. Okay, so let's look at SimBrief here. This is our flight plan for today. All right. So we are Southwest Airlines Flight 5166 today. We're the 737-800. We're going from Albuquerque Sunport to Las Vegas, Nevada. Our alternate today is going to be Ontario, which is over here in the Los Angeles Basin, rather. We're going to be at flight level 340 today. We are a full flight today, by the way. We have 174 people on board because there's no class seating in Southwest. It's all cattle class, I guess you could say. Well, I don't have a future wedding yet. We've had 2 dates, so let's not get ahead of ourselves. So yeah. So anyway, again, Santiago, remember, comment requests go in the comment section or in the Facebook/Twitter. Right. You live in New Jersey. That's awesome. Make your ATL airport area 51. I don't even know what that means. Okay. We are full today. We have 174 people on board. We're going to be taking 17,158 pounds of fuel. Airtime's just over an hour. Yeah, I guess that's right. Okay. Thought it was a little longer than that, but I guess not. Zero fuel weight today is 137.6. Our max zero fuel weight, I think, is like 138.3. So we're very close to maximum zero fuel weight with the cargo load we have as well. And this is going to be our route today. We're taking the Roadrunner 3, probably leaving on runway 8. We will see if that pans out that way by the time we get going here, but we're planning for runway 8 to Gallup. And then J72 to Peach Springs, and the Tyson 4 arrival into Las Vegas. The winds are showing expecting runway 7 in Las Vegas, although I get the impression they don't land that way very often. So I have a feeling the winds are going to be a little more calm, and we're probably going to end up coming in on either 2.5 or 1.9. But we'll see. We'll get that straightened out. Absolutely, Mr. Cheesy. Absolutely. You should put a link to your equipment. Yeah, so I do have, by the way, guys, just so you know, if you ever want to know my specs and what equipment I'm using, that's all in the About section on my YouTube page. If you go there, you'll see my computer specs, you'll see the yoke and throttle quadrant stuff I'm using. I mean, I'm happy to answer that in the stream as well, but that's all there. Dylan, you live in Las Vegas. That's awesome. Santiago, I am in Fresno, California, in the Central Valley. All right. So that is our information. I'm going to slide this over yonder so I can see it and mess with the FMC. You'll notice in the video description I put that we're just doing the FMC tutorial again, and I am going to kind of do that because I feel like yesterday's video was kind of poo because of what happened. So I had to kind of go through things very, very quickly. I don't have any time restrictions today, so we can take our time and just enjoy the process. So let's go and do that. GTA Wolf, welcome, sir. Good evening to you. So again, we're checking our air rack data, June 22 to July 19, 2017. We are July 16th right now, so we're still in current air rack. So we are good. We are a winglet aircraft, 737-800. So this all checks out. We're going to go over here to position init. And we need to enter our IRS position. To get that, we go down here, pick one of the GPS settings here, and we're going to stick that in the box. And that will allow our screens to populate. We're going to put KABQ as the reference airport, so our FMS knows not to freak out that we're in the wrong place. And we won't put the gate because it's going to do that when we do the departure arrival section. So again, you just use these arrow keys as your guide to kind of page through this. It's put KABQ in already as our origin because obviously that's where we are now. It figures we're not towing the aircraft to a different airport. So yeah, GTA Wolf, I am very good, thank you. I'm doing very well. Guten Nacht, Mr. Cheesy. I will see you later, my my Deutsche friend. It's good to see you. Southwest fan 10, just letting you know Southwest cost index is 40 right now. Oh, okay. Well, I use 80 for my flights, and I've already programmed it into the sim brief as that way, so I'm going to go ahead and use 80, but that's good to know for the future. Thank you, sir. You unsubscribed the... Well, I'm sorry to see you unsubscribe for such a pithy reason, but I'm glad you're here today, Cole. Jason Weaver from West Wind. Hey, good to have you here, sir. Welcome aboard. Glad to always see the West Wind guys come out. That's always fun to see. West Wind is the virtual airline that I fly for, guys, if you don't know. We're not flying West Wind today. We're flying Southwest, but often I'm flying West Wind. So. All right, KLAS is our destination. And our flight number today is SWA, what is it, 5166? 5166. Boom. Again, that's not really required information, but we put that in there because, you know, please say hello to... She is a Flying Moose fan. All right, Santiago. Shout out to Raquel, who apparently is a Flying Moose fan. So, hola to you. Hola, Raquel. And all right, Infinite Flight, you're back. Welcome back, sir. When is my birthday? We just passed it. It was back in June 6th. June 6th, 1983. All right. Let's see. We need to go departure arrival. And departure today, we're taking the Roadrunner 3, and we're expecting the with runway 8. We're expecting, and with the gallop transition. So we're going to do that. We'll say route, and then we go down here and we got to fill in the rest of the route. So the next one is J72, which is a jet route, and so we put that over here in the VIA column, and we're going that to Peach Springs, which is PGS, Papa Golf Sierra, and that is the beginning of our transition into the arrival. So we're going to look at that too. 9/26. All right, Santiago. Really, Aziz, your mom's birthday the same day? Or is that the 26th of September? Alright. Hey, love my wet pets. Awesome, sir. Good to see you again. For those of you who don't know, Love My Wet Pets is one of the guys I was able to hang out with at Flight Sim Con. He's got his own YouTube channel about fish tanks and fish and keeping those wet pets. So if you got any interest in that, check out his YouTube page. Emmett Froese, sorry. Yeah, I'm going to be trying X-Plane eventually. I just haven't gotten around to it yet, so it will be coming soon, I'm sure. Alright, so go over here to our arrival page, and we are looking for the Tyson 4 with the Peach Springs transition. And I'm going to leave it at that. I'm not going to select any of this yet because I don't know what we're going to be getting. Well, no, I can do it now. We're going to assume we're going to get 2.5, even though it was thinking it's going to be 7. I'm just going to go out on the limb and say it's probably going to be 2.5 left. Preno is the transition for that. And if it changes, we'll change it in flight. That's easy enough to do. So, let's see, what came in over here? I meant June 26th. Oh, okay. Same day. That's awesome, Aziz. That's cool. Daniel Martin, you just had a birthday, all right. Happy birthday to you. Happy belated birthday. Welcome to the stream. Is it time to pack for Falcon? Yeah, right. Oh man, I know, right? It seems like it's been a while already. I know. I'm ready to go back. It was a lot of fun. The noise that you're hearing is the, I'm assuming you're referring to the people talking in the background. That's GSX noises of passengers loading. When they're done loading, that noise will stop. Alright, so we're going to activate that and execute that. And we need to go over here to performance initialization, or perf init. Our zero fuel weight today is 137,600. So I'm going to put that in here. Whoops, no, just one decimal. And it will figure out our gross weight based on the other information the plane already has, which is nice. And the real thing that would not work that simply. Oh, we know what we need to do? We need to load our correct amount of fuel or it's going to freak out here. Alright, passenger loading is done, so that's one less thing we have to listen to now. Alright. Debbie, yeah, you just really want that barrel roll, man, goodness. No barrel roll today. After the landing we had yesterday, we're not doing anything out of the ordinary like that. Not today. 17158. There's our fuel. Okay. And we don't have anything in the center tank today, so we'll keep those pumps off. And we're going to go back here to the menu. And our reserves today, according to SimBrief, are 4033. So we're just going to call it 4.0. That's close enough. So 4.0. And I use 80. I know Southwest apparently is using 40, but my flight plan is expecting me to use 80, so we're going to do that. Flight level 340 today. And execute that. That's not what I want to do. And one limit. Okay. We are heavy today, so I'm going to go ahead and not derate. We're close to our zero fuel weight, so I'm going to leave it as is. This is where the flex temperature you guys were asking about yesterday, this is where we would put that in if we wanted to derate using a flex temp. Basically, we would put in a very high temperature, and it would force the engines to go to a much lower thrust rating. 2K18, what's up with Flight Unlimited? I don't know anything about it, actually, buddy. So you know more than I do. If you're referring to my landing yesterday, Blue Crayon, it was not 10 out of 10. That landing yesterday was 0 out of 10. So, yeah. I mean, I can be honest. That was not. That made me feel dirty afterwards. All right, we'll be going flaps 5 today, and this will give us our CG. Click on that twice. 5.02 is going to be our trim setting, and 150 is our V2 speed. So 145 V1. Again, V1, guys, is the stop-go speed. That's when your hands come off the throttles, and you are committed to go. No matter what happens, you're taking off because there's not enough runway left to stop. Yeah, Pierre. Is that a brace? Oh, it was definitely a brace. But yeah, they were yelling brace, brace, brace on my chat yesterday. You should go back and watch the end of that. It was bad. It was just all bad. All bad. Unable 230 knots at okay, I'll check that in a second. That's regarding our takeoff, or our route. We'll see what that's going on. Let's see. So 145 is V1 speed, stop, go speed. VR, rotate, that's where you lift the nose wheel off and you actually start to climb away from the runway. V2 is the safe flight speed. So the aircraft should fly at V2. So generally we will set V2 plus 10 or plus 15 and try and get as much distance between us and the ground as possible until we get to about 1,000 feet or so. Then we'll level off a little bit and start to accelerate. But you want to put as much distance between you and the ground in the early stage of flight, because if something goes wrong and you're really close to the ground, it's just all bad because you don't have a lot of time to work with. So I look around the cockpit with I've got a hat switch on my yoke, and it's working with Easy Dock, basically letting me pan around the cockpit, and that's what I do. I can also, it's an Easy Dock feature as well, I can click the middle scroll wheel button of my mouse and hold down and accomplish basically the same thing, but I don't really like to do that because I can't click on things then either. So alrighty, let's see. Am I going into Phoenix, the weather soon season? Oh yeah, nice. Okay, this is a 737-800 by Southwest today. I don't have, I do not have Flight Sim World at the moment. It's in early access. I don't usually buy stuff until it is final out of beta, unless someone's going to give it to me as a beta to test. But I'm not going to buy it when it's basically unfinished yet. So yeah. Christian, yeah, we have no intention of doing what we did yesterday. That we are not repeating that nonsense. Let's go ahead and check the. Let's check what's going on here with our unable to do 230 knots at Tyler. I'm wondering if that is. I'm going to pull up Navigraph over here on the other screen. I'll bring it so you guys can see it in a second. Let me just get it logged in first. But we'll see if it's an issue of just because it's so close and we're so heavy, or what the problem is. So let's see. I've heard those planes are good for barrel rolls. Not really, no. Alright. Let's see here. KABQ. And what is this? This is the Roadrunner. Roadrunner 3. Alright, let's bring this over so you guys can take a look as it loads up here. Let's spin it around so you guys can see it more clearly, and we'll zoom in. Okay, so yeah, here's Tyler. It's one. It says max 230 knots, so it's not a the FMC is thinking it's we're supposed to be at 230, and that's not the case. So that's not a problem. So we'll just ignore that message basically. But this is our departure today. Runway 8. We're going to take off and spin around no more than 230 knots. So it's good to know. But it's like right after takeoff, so that should not be an issue at all. Anyway, and then we're going to spin around here and head toward Roadrunner. We want to be above 10,000 feet at Roadrunner, and then above 12,000 feet at Speedy. Continue on to Baby, to Bustle, and then to Gallop, and there are no more speed or altitude restrictions, really. No more speed restrictions after Tiller, or Tyler. I'm not sure how you... Tyler. It's a horrible... Y-I. That's just a bad thing. Anyway. And then we have a couple altitude restrictions just to be above those, and then after that we're good to go. 250 knots, under 10,000 feet for us today, and then on up we go. We are sitting at the ramp. I don't actually know where we are. I think we're at Bravo something. RJGG. How you doing? I'm doing well. Flight time today is about a little over an hour once we're in the air. So this is, we're taking off runway 8. Terminal's over here. I have a feeling, well, which direction are we facing? I guess that would answer that question. We're facing south. So my guess is actually... Uh-oh. Oh, that was dumb. Just hid my thing from myself. There we go. Okay, I'm guessing... we're on one side of this thing or the other, and actually, when I looked around, where? Oh, that's not helpful to me. Can I see the terminal over there? Yes, I can. So, which means we should be sitting here, I think. all turned around. I think we're over here. So we're going to come around. It'll be a pretty short taxi, actually, just down to probably Charlie to Alpha, and then runway 8. If we're taking off runway 8, we'll see. Landon L. just subscribed. Thank you, sir, so much. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you here. All right. I don't. Well, to select both the throttles with the mouse and keyboard, you just have to set the set your keyboard settings up to basically control it as one throttle, which is what I used to do. The yoke I have has a single throttle on the top of it, and so I used to just have one throttle that controlled everything, and you just set them up that way. Once you get multiple things, I use FSU IPC to split it out, and so I can control them individually. So, all right. Yeah, Santiago is correct. What's his name? Tex Johnson was the test pilot for Boeing for the 707, and he actually flipped the thing over in Seattle. There's a famous picture of the engine appearing upside down with Seattle below, and the engine is attached to a wing that's below it, basically. And you kind of go, wait, how's that happening? Because he flipped it upside down. How much time do you spend of this? Do you mean today or in general? I'm spending a lot more recently because of the live streams and the popularity of it. So, but that's basically my spare time when I can fly. You can go look at my videos and see how much time they're taking, and that's a good indication of how much is going on. Yeah, so Aziz, you got to go into your settings and just select set your throttle in general, your general throttle, not engine 1 and engine 2. You just set engine throttle as whatever your command is for your throttles, because you don't want to split them out if you don't have a throttle quadrant. Okay, so let's get underway. So we're gonna make sure we gotta test our overspeed indications, our stick shakers there. Oxygen is looking good. We got secondary gear indications here. Leading edge devices all look good. We can flip on the yaw damper now that the IRSs are lined up, and that light goes out. And fuel pumps, center pumps are off, which is what they need to be because we don't have any fuel in them. We're on our APU generator here for the power, and galley power is on. And we're running off the APU generator at the moment. Seatbelt signs on. Those we're going to remain off until we're at least taxiing. And 340, we need to set this to 340. This is our cabin pressurization. Very, very important if we don't want to run out of oxygen over the desert. Very, very bad things happen in that case. Alright. Alright, never been... Yeah, nice. Page 2 for takeoff. Was there a page 2? Did I miss something? I'm going to pay a lot more attention to Tim now that I know he's an actual pilot. Let's see. Oh, there's page 2. Look at that. Oh, check that out. I didn't even know this existed. Thanks, Tim. Oh my goodness. Okay, so here you can put in the runway and the wind indication. We'll get this from ATIS in a little bit here. We don't have a slope in FSX because everything's just flat. In the real world, there would be a slope. Selected and outside air temperature, that's what we want. It is going to be dry today, so we can set that there. And acceleration height, 1,000 feet AGL, that's fine. Reduction, 8,000 AGL for climb, and acceleration height. Oh, engine out acceleration height, yeah. So that's fine. Actually, all of that's good. But that's cool. I didn't even actually know that page was there. So thank you so much, Tim, for that. Heads up. I love it. That's why I like working with you guys. We could be landing. When do you turn the yaw damper? You don't turn off usually until you're back on the ground. The yaw damper can stay on as long as the IRSs are aligned. So, as Tim so well pointed out yesterday, the yaw damper doesn't actually dampen or what's the word I'm looking for? Reduce the amount of yaw you can put into the rudder. That's done by an automatic limiter that is based on speed that Boeing does automatically. The yaw damper helps dampen your roll moment and Dutch roll tendencies with the rudder. So you just basically want to leave that on all the time for the most part. So All right. Wearing a Sony shirt. Nice, Santiago. Yeah, load limiter. That's the word I was looking for. Thank you, Tim. That's why you're here. You're here to make me sound smarter. I love it. Okay. So what I'm going to do, we're going to set up the FCP here. The MCP, sorry, the FCP. I'm making up words. Mode control panel. And we want to set the V2 plus 15 here, which is 150 is V2. So we're going to set 165. I do fly online occasionally. We're not flying online right now, though. I'll send you a bill. Yeah, thanks. Thanks, Tim. Oh, love it. Okay, if we're going runway 8, I'm going to set this. I usually set my heading to whatever the runway is that we're expecting to take, because that way if something were to happen, it's easy enough to just put the heading in mode. You don't have to roll this thing over. And we don't have that yet, so we're going to leave that alone. I'm going to turn flight director on. That's indicating because the doors are still open. Let's go ahead and close the doors, actually. We can do that. That way they can get all set up back in the back. No need to leave them open anymore. So we'll close that, and we'll close the cargo doors. Those are coming in. There we go. And we can also then remove the jetway. So that will start backing away. And let's go ahead and get our ATIS here. See what's doing. I do not have a pilot's license. No, I have taken flying lessons in the past when I was out of high school, and did solo cross countries and things and stuff. But I never got the license because I ran out of money. 151 and 13. 17. Isn't 17 a tiny, stupid runway? I think it is. Okay, stand by. We're gonna check. I need to check Navigraph here and see. 17. Where is 17? I think it's. Uh-oh. There's. Oh boy. So this FSX. What is FSX referring to as 17? That is a good question. Stand by. Do I have aircraft? All right. I'm going to show you this. This is a cool thing that I use to find out things in FSX because. Yeah, Tim, I will check for those door lights and make sure we're all closed. Thank you, sir. After I do this. This is Airport Design Editor, by the way. I don't use it to build airports, but you can. I use it to look up the current default airports, and see where things are that I need to be aware of, like where gates are and what they're called and what. See, the problem is FSX is what now? Over 10 years old, and so yeah, squeak squeak, it's a fan, don't worry about it. It's hot here, give me a break. And so this these numbers are a lot of times out of date. So this is runway 3. Stupid thing, get out of the way. Okay. Oh, it's this runway doesn't even exist in nowadays. This runway's gone. That's interesting. Yeah, if you look at Navigraph, see this? That's what they're referring to as runway 17. It's gone. It doesn't even exist. Why does it look so bad? What's going on here? There we go. Okay, and they're thinking we're going to take off on that. Okay, I think we're just going to ignore it. We're going to go ahead and take off from runway 8. The wind is 1.5, so it's coming from down here. So it'll be a bit of a crosswind, but it won't be bad. And we're not taking off on tiny things. So, yeah, we're just going to ignore it. So we'll say we're good to go there. We're going to take off on our own runway and say, who cares? So, all right. That's what I use that for. All right. Yeah, it was probably active when FSX was well. So that was my point. Is it's FSX is a very old sim now, so there's a lot of those things that happen. So, how do you choose what way your plane goes at pushback? So, in default pushback for FSX, it's Shift P and then either 1 or 2. 1 will turn your tail left, I believe, and 2 will turn your tail right, I think. It's either that or it's messing with your nose, but it's one of the two. if you haven't changed your settings. In the way I do it, I'm using GSX, so I can tell them which way to turn me and do it, and do that. But that's if you have just default, then. So, yes, and that's why we're doing this now. Before we even left the gate, we're reviewing this during the takeoff brief. So, all right. So he's talking about check the door indication. That's up here. There was a door light that was on earlier, forward entry. So we are all closed up. So that's good. So yeah, so as we talked about earlier, we're going to plan to take off runway 8. We are going to be making that turn immediately. We've got the 10,000 restriction at Roadrunner and the 12,000 above restriction at whatever that next waypoint is. It starts with an S. Speedy. and then just normal as she goes. If we have any kind of problem on takeoff, like a engine out or something like that, we will stop if we're below V1. However, if not, we will continue, and we will just circle back to the runway if it's something like an engine out. If it's something less severe, then we'll take off and we'll assess, and we'll determine what the problem is. But before V1, any issue, we will stop. All right, just take off it. No, we're not just going to take off it. No, it actually is going to be here in this airport, but I want to go off today's charts because we're using air rack data that is on for today. So, okay. So that is how we're going to do that. We need to get our clearance, which means I need to load the flight plan because I didn't do that yet. I thought I did. But no, I did not. So let's do that real quick. I already saved it, so that's not an issue. I just got to load it. ABQ, LAS. There we go. Okay, no. Now, clearance. Clearance. What's happening? Oh, she actually request the clearance. I do not have prepared. That's why I'm using old school FSX. Alright. Southwest 5166 cleared Las Vegas Airport as filed. Fly runway heading, climb and maintain altitude 16,000. Departure on 123.9. 16,000. So we're going to set that up here. Alright. Yeah, Tim's suggesting we circle to the south. The departure actually has us circling to the north. It's a pretty tight circle, and I think that's why there's a speed restriction. So I'm gonna go ahead and fly it as the star suggests we do. I think we're okay with the hills as long as we do it correct. So, but thank you for the advice there, Tim. Thank you, Obey. I appreciate that. What happens if you have domes of failure after V1? Then, Lord help you. You gotta glide. Oh, circle south of engine out. Yes, absolutely, Tim. Yeah, very good point. Yeah, if we do have an engine out on takeoff, then we will circle to the south to avoid that. So, yeah, everyone always asks me about VATSIM. VATSIM, I'm just not doing right now for a number of reasons I'll go into later. Other people on here can probably tell you. So, yeah. Vector's Victor. Roger, Roger. That's right. Roger, Roger. What's your Vector's Victor? Don't call me Shirley. Okay, let's get our taxi clearance, and we'll get pushed back, and let's get underway. Yeah, we're not taking 17. We're going to do nose to the right. Yes, that's correct. So there's a little pushback vehicle there. To acknowledge the taxi clearance that I'm not going to use. Yeah, that's a good point, Tim. That is definitely a takeoff brief item with regard to which direction you would go. Right. Oh, I should probably do that. Look at that. Alright, menu. Ground crew didn't remove my things. Pitot covers need to come off, and the wheel chocks. Yeah. So park the brake. Okay. There we go. All right. And I think the... Oops. It's the air condition warning, which is... Probably because that's not set to auto, I'm guessing. Oh, it's the dual bleed, that's why. Yeah. That'll turn off once we kill the APU. Yeah, I do the trim set once I've got hydraulic power from the engine, so that's part of my before taxi checklist for the trimmed. Did he say? Yes, he did. Alright, beacon on. We're moving. Fuel pumps on. Packs off. And turning one. Oh, the bleeds don't need to be on for the engine start? I thought they had to be on. Let's see if that kills it. No, apparently not. So, okay, good point. All right, we'll keep the bleeds off until we're all fired up and switch off from the APU. All right. Is great grammar Christian? I don't understand. Santiago, see ya. Thanks for stopping by. Yep, no, that answers my question. Yeah, thanks, Jim. Is that? That looks funny for a second. All right, we got starter cut out. Let that finish spooling up there. And we'll go ahead and fire up number one. This one doesn't have it either. What is with not being able to see your flight control checks? It's an odd thing. So Southwest and American so far. Apparently. Oh no, it wasn't American. It was what was the other one? Fuel on. Something. Bleeds on. No, talk to Tim. He's an actual check captain. He knows his stuff. Bleeds are just for the packs, apparently. I thought the same thing, but you do not need the bleeds on. You don't want to dual bleed the system, apparently. So, was it? No, it wasn't It wasn't a Delta flight I was flying. It was something else that had it like that. I do not know, and I have not tried it, so I don't know. I would assume it's only for X-plane. So, all right, we got two good starts. So what we're going to do, we're going to switch the generators here to engine generators. I'm going to kill the APU bleed here, and we're going to switch over to the engine bleeds and switch the packs on and APU off. And at this point, I'm going to go ahead and turn on the window heats. And we'll turn on the pitot heats as we get out to the runway. We'll set flaps 5. And we need to set our trim, which is at 5.02. Right. Sure. Somewhere in there. Oh, hey. A little cheat. That's cool. Not too far. Close enough. 5.01. Spencer, how's it going? What add-ons? Right. Let's talk about that once we get up to cruise, because right now we're trying to get out of here. We'll talk about add-ons later. All right. Let's see here. Both you and Tim should fly to share copy. That would be fun because Tim knows all the procedures, and you make me look really, really good. Tim, we're the spoiler. I don't know what that means. All right. All the PMDG planes on support. Yeah, I know. I don't think they do, at least not yet. So, but that would be really cool. Okay. We're going to turn our dome light off. Flaps are down. Trim is set. And we still have an air conditioning warning. Why do we still have that? Oh, zone. Oh, it's a. No, it's not. There it is. It's a reset from that, from the switchover. Turn on their electric hydraulic pumps there as well. Good. And we'll go ahead and turn the logo light on and the taxi light on. Alrighty. Here we go. The spoiler lever is this right here. This speed brake. Speed brake, spoiler, same thing. Alright, you guys know what time it is. I wonder if that worked. Yeah, the pack trip, yeah. What was it? 5166, I think it is. Find out where I'm going here. So we need to get to Alpha, basically. I think it's just straight down here. Bruce, how's it going, sir? Welcome back. Oh, yeah, good point. There you go. Oh, and actually I need to do this. Forgot to do that. Oh, poo. Okay, hang on. Stand by, I forgot to do that. And now, when I do that... There we go. Alright. Alright. Let's see if this works today. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard Southwest Airlines Flight 5166, service to Las Vegas, Nevada. At this time, you should be in your seats with a seatbelt fastened, your tray tables and seat packs in their full upright position, in preparation for takeoff. Please make sure any small items you have stowed under the seats in front of you or in the overhead bins. Flight attendants, please prepare the cabin for takeoff at this time. Alright. This is 8, yeah, so this is Alpha here. And there's the runway. Simple little jaunt over. Set auto brakes RTO. Yep, yeah, I remembered it right before I saw your post there, Tim. Did I say something else other than upright and locked position? Blue Crown? How do you do that? Magic? It's the magic of OBS streaming. I'm like Disney over here. Alright, unfortunately they're not going to clear me for takeoff because they think I'm at the wrong runway, so... I am feeling the pressure, man. You realize how embarrassing it was yesterday to have what happened yesterday, and I know Tim is sitting there watching as an actual line check captain. So bad. Oh, so bad. Oh, I forgot to say locked. Alright, well thank you for catching that, Blue Crown. I appreciate that. Oh, you know what? One thing we did forget to do, actually. Let's test that. That terminal's having a rave over here. Look at this. These hangars are going nuts. Alright, good. We got our TCAS test passed. Wonderful. Let's go ahead and go into TARA since we're taking off right now. We're on the runway. We want to go landing lights on. Runway turn off lights. Gonna go on. Turn the wing light on too. Sure, why not? Alright. Yeah, you'll have to go back and watch the video. And we're going to pretend we just got clearance for takeoff. So, meh. Meh. Alright. I don't think I can arm VNAV because we're on the ground. I have to get above 400 feet AGL to arm VNAV. So, we're going to go up and then we'll engage Toga. And somewhere in here. Toga. There it goes. And we're off and running. as I run off the runway. Looking over chat. So I will not be looking at chat for a few minutes while we get this bird in the air, so just be aware of that. Please don't think less of me. Whoa, 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 whoa. That's right, we got a good crosswind, huh?
V1.
Okay.
Rotate. V2.
Come on, up, up, up. There we go. Look at this. And positive rate gear up. And we should be able to engage VNAV now. Yep, there we go. There, we've got a restriction. We got to stay under 230 knots. And we'll start our turn here momentarily. And starting the turn. Windy. 10 knots, the wind's dying out. Saw up to 15 at one point. Pitch down a little bit so we can accelerate, get our flaps up, clean up the aircraft. If it will let me. Oh, okay, we're doing that now, I guess. Above 10,000 feet, landing lights off. Gear off. And flaps up. Turn RTO off here as well. Looks like we're skirting through the weather, so that's good. At this point, we're going to go ahead and engage. Oops, hold on. There we go. Engage on pilot. Oh, get those pitot tubes on that I didn't turn on before we took off. We're going through clouds here, that'd be good. Make sure we don't ice anything up. Yeah, that's probably a good point, Tim. We'll go ahead and... Oops. Oh, Mystery Person 22. Thank you for subscribing, sir. Welcome aboard. How you doing? All right, Aziz. Good to see you. I'm glad you were able to join us, but I know it's probably late for you, so have a good night. We'll see you later. Ooh, flying into the rain. Rara Rules 15, welcome to the stream. How you doing? Alright. We've got an interesting cell dead ahead here. We're going to try and skirt around it. Ah, I got you. Good to know. I kind of know what I'm doing. Tim is helping me out because Tim really knows what he's doing. Tim's an actual line check pilot, so. What's the saying over here? Have a nice flight. Good landing this time. Yeah, go to. All right, Infinite Flight. Good to have you here. I'm glad. Glad you were able to join us for a little while. Mr. Person 22. Yes, I gave you. Well, I gave you a shout out when you subscribed, but I'll give you one more. This is 737-800 today, Rara Rules. And let's see, who else we got? Jake the Snake. How you doing, sir? Welcome back. Alright, dodge around that weather. We'll get back, well, I'm going to fly parallel to course because that's another cell that we're coming up on right there. So we're, oh, that's right, I don't have the, I'm not talking to anybody. They canceled my flight plan or something, so. Gonna go up on our own accord, apparently. It's like, why are we staying at the same altitude? Oh, because, yeah, reasons. The joys of FSX ATC. Ooh. Turbulence funsies. I'm going off course to avoid these cells. You don't want to fly through bad weather and mess up the airplane. So when you see red, go around. So we're just flying parallel to course right now to. He's a check captain for 757s and 767s. And I know what airline he flies for, but he doesn't want to say here, and I promise not to reveal that, so I will not. So don't bother asking, he's not going to tell you. I assume SLOPE is a procedural acronym, which I'd love to hear what that is. So yeah, at some point we'll deal with that. We're above 18,000. We need to go to standard. Still getting some rain from mystery clouds. Yeah, you're welcome, man. I got your back. Yeah, no, he'll tell you what he flies because that's he said that on the stream yesterday. The 757s and 767s. Basically because the cockpit's the same, it's just a different, the aircraft changes a little bit, but the cockpit's the same, so. It's kind of like with Airbus where their cockpits are all identical. Oh, yes. Okay, I have heard of that, yeah. Got it. Alright, we're getting above the weather now, so I'm going to go ahead and aim back for our original course here so we can get back onto LNAV. This is FSX. This is actually FSX Steam Edition, to be precise. Yeah, guys, remember, there's a delay from when you guys post to when I see it, and then when you guys get my response. So I may be responding immediately, but you're not going to hear it immediately, so just know that. Always got to wait for that delay, because there's a YouTube delay. And it can be long or short, depending on how the buffering is going and how the YouTube server's attacked. So I'll get to you, don't worry. My favorite plane is the 747. Second favorite plane is probably the 727, and third favorite plane is the 757. Oh, really? They updated the flight deck panel for the 764. I didn't realize that. That's interesting. How's it going, Encrypted? I am in the middle of the stream. Yeah, we're just heading up to cruising altitude. We're going from Albuquerque to Las Vegas in the 737 for Southwest. That's less awesome to me because I don't like sushi, but that's fine for you. I guess that's kind of required then. Yes. No, I'm not today. So guys, for those of you listening in, this is Encrypted Pilot. I'm on the Raptor TeamSpeak channel, and so you're going to hear his voice now as well. Yeah, Tim, I did not know that. That's cool to know. I knew the 2 and 300 cockpits were basically the same thing, but I did not know the 674 is the same as the 747 almost. Yeah, thanks, Mystery Person 22. Yeah, our subs are continuing to grow, so it's awesome. We'll see if we can't get to 1,000 here very shortly. Mr. Person, what are the pedals in the plane for? Are you referring to those pedals down there? Those are the rudder pedals, and they control the rudder, which is this as part of the airplane. This is the vertical stabilizer. This section right here is the rudder, and what that allows you to do is control the yaw. So that's the movement along. I'm trying to align this here. The movement from side to side, basically. This is roll. This would be yaw, and then nose up and down is pitch. So straight side to side is yaw, up and down is pitch, and then the rolling motion, if I dip the wings, that's the ailerons, that's the roll. So the elevators back here control the pitch, rudder controls the yaw, and ailerons control the roll. Yeah, good point. Good point, Tim. Now that we're where we are. Tim, to his credit, was trying to give me pointers yesterday, and I did not listen very well, and it resulted in nothing but bad things. Good point, Tim. There are toe brakes on the rudders, on the rudder pedals. So if you push on the top, you will brake the aircraft. You can brake individually or brake together. And then you've got the parking brake over here for actually when you're stopped. Well, I've been into aircraft for a long time, Mr. Person, so when you're excited about stuff like that, you kind of learn all you can, and Tim knows even more because he's a real pilot. So if you have any questions, now's the time to ask him because he can probably answer them a lot better than I can. Hey Raptor, how's it going? We are still in climb out. We are passing through 260 for 340. Oh, gotcha. Oh, nice. Well, coolio. Reverse thrust is controlled by these little guys right here on the throttles. So once you, there's a safety switch basically so that you can't engage that when the wheels are not on the ground, which did malfunction on a lot of 767 and caused a crash because it would be very detrimental in flight to engage the reversers in flight. But once the throttles go to idle, you pull these levers up and it engages what's called idle reverse. It splits the cowling of the engine open, and little flaps come into the bypass airstream to redirect the air. And then as you pull them further back, you can increase the reverse thrust once it's in idle reverse, and slow the airplane down that way. The only reason the second flight director isn't on is because then it puts that into, I don't think it works this way in the real aircraft, but in PMDG, I think when I turn this on, it makes this flight director the command flight director. So I only turn on the captain side because that's the side I'm going to use. Anthony Sanchez, good to see you, sir. Welcome aboard. The tiller on the 737 and most aircraft will turn the nose wheel. I think it's like up to like 150 to 170 degrees or something, side to side. The rudder pedals will do the same. Will turn the nose wheel as well, but it's a lot more, a much smaller degree control. So you'll see pilots steer the aircraft a lot more with the rudders once they're lined up with the runway. But when they're taxiing around the airport, they'll be using the tiller. All right, Mystery Person 22, thanks for stopping by. We'll see you later. Hello, Anthony Sanchez. I think I said hi to you already, I think. Andrew Gonzalez. Hello, sir. Yeah, so it's really strange. On this aircraft's configuration, the Southwest livery, and whatever I flew the other day, because I did it on the American had it. It was another 737. I don't think it was Delta. Oh, it was United. That's what it was. The United aircraft does not show, as well as this one, does not show the control surfaces for me to check in the cockpit, which is really strange. I don't know why you wouldn't want that as a thing. Wonderful, Tim. Thank you for confirming my suspicion. Yes, the first flight director turned on sets it as command in Boeing. So there you go. There's your answer. I have been backed up. I love it. Do you mean when you say fly that turns manually, you're talking about using the yoke? Or are you talking about just like changing with the heading mode? Because you could do that. I think in these, I don't think it's really possible to do that. In the old school autopilots, like the 727 and 707 had, there was a pitch, not a pitch switch, well, it was a pitch and roll control. And you could pitch the aircraft over and roll the aircraft left to right in autopilot mode. And that was kind of how you could do some fine controls with autopilot engaged. Because they didn't have LNAV, VNAV, and all that stuff. So now that they've got that, there's really no need for that, and so it's pretty much you use the automation or you disconnect it and you just use the manual controls completely. Alright, we're coming up to our cruise altitude here. We'll change. In fact, someone asked me about N1 over here. The reason why that's selected right now is because we're climbing the aircraft based on the N1 climb setting. So it sets the engine power, and then the climb is determined by to hold the speed. So the autopilot pitches the nose of the aircraft up or down to hold the correct speed, as opposed to holding a certain speed and being able to pitch whatever you want with that current, with the power levers changing. Yeah, that sounds about right, Tim. I think it was, I always heard it was like somewhere between 5 and 10 degrees or something like that. It was much more limited than the tiller. And actually, Tim, maybe you can answer this. I've kind of suspected this based on that information. But I've gone out to LAX and watched airplanes take off, and almost every time the airplane goes, the rudder flies back and forth initially, like as they first start to roll down the runway, and then it kind of stables out. My thought was because of that, they're steering with the rudder pedals, and they just can't get as much steering out of it without it moving a great distance. And at low speed, it doesn't matter that the rudder flies back and forth like that, obviously, because the limiter will kick in automatically with speed. Is that what's going on there, or are they doing some weird like rudder test? The yellow marker bracket is the kind of like a caution area. It's not stall yet, but it's like stall warning area. And then, so you want to kind of keep it out of there, but you're not dead yet. If you get into the red bars, that's either overspeed or stall, depending on which side of the tape you're on. Oh, really? Okay, that's interesting. I was always wondering what the heck that was, but that's the yaw damper doing its thing. Okay, cool. Elcott Gaming, welcome back. Well, fun for you. Well, yeah, I suppose I could have. But I'm just trying to make up. I don't know if you saw yesterday what happened. It was all bad yesterday, so I'm just trying to make up for that. Yeah, and the landing that almost wasn't, that really doesn't count as a good landing. That's true. Tim, is this what you're referring to right here? The rudder offset, the yaw damper deal? No, we're flying almost due west, 263. We're flying toward Vegas, so. Yes, Cryptic Pilot's in Denver. I'm somewhere over New Mexico at the moment. So, Blue Crayon, the reason I didn't go around yesterday was because of time. I had to leave to be somewhere important in real life. So, otherwise, I absolutely would have gone around. But unfortunately, sim life doesn't get to overrule real life. So. I got you, Tim. Thank you. Thanks for that, Bruce. Hakuna Matata. Gotcha, just to make sure it's working, I see. Yeah, well, and that's why it really is a two-person job to fly these things. It can be done, but yeah, it's a big workload, especially in a situation like that. If it's just you trying to do everything, the key at the end of the day is, remember, the main rule is you aviate, navigate, then communicate in that order. At the end of the day, fly the airplane if nothing else. All right, see you, Aurora. Thanks for stopping by. And Anthony Sanchez, I feel like I keep saying hello to you, but hello again. Okay. Yeah, absolutely, Tim. The old sterile cockpit below 10,000. I do have a 777 Blue Crayon, but it's the Captain Sim one. It's not the PMDG. Maybe I'll pull it out one of these days, and we'll take it for a spin and see what it's like. I haven't flown it in like forever. I'd really like to get the PMDG one because that one's going to be a lot more closer to the real thing, which is what I prefer. But absolutely, Andrew. AI ATC does not help. Tim, are you asking what are they called or what are they for? The bullets you're referring to, I call them spinners, by the way. I don't know what the bullets is more standard terminology, but and I always heard that the purpose of them was to be able to tell the engine was in fact spinning, or at least spinning in the correct direction. I can't see. I heard something about an explanation for this at one point. So, but yeah, I would assume it's just to be able to tell they are turning, or they're turning correct direction. I'm assuming you know the actual answer. Ah, gotcha. So you can tell. I see. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, you don't want to get too close to get sucked in. We're going to have a new segment of Life in the Left Seat here with quiz time with Tim. Bruce, we got peanuts, and we have cookies and an assortment of sodas for your enjoyment. Alright, so we are 231 miles from our destination. We are currently Supposed to be getting in at 40 Zulu, and estimated fuel quantity that time should be 12. No, we have 12 right now, I guess. So it's estimating we have 12.2. We actually have 12 in the tank at the moment. We're actually slightly imbalanced, but not severely enough to warrant any kind of an issue. So we're about 35 minutes away from touchdown, looks like. Well, that's because I smuggled the cookies on, so man. Oh man, those cookies that Delta and American have, those ginger snap things, those are crack to me. Whenever I'm on a flight, they cannot give me enough of those. Those things are just to die for. I love those things. So Tim, do I assume then you went to Michigan State? Emmett, we all want a chocolate chip cookie now, so yeah. Yeah, that's what I hear. Most airlines still want to see a 4-year degree. Encrypted, are you flying the 777? Hey, Encrypted, what are you flying? I had a feeling. Wait, sorry, what was the number again? Y83. Oh, I got you. I got you. An homage, and you screwed it up. Nice. Yeah, thanks, Citizen F1. It was something is a good way to describe it. It's not something I'm proud of. Let's just put it that way. All right, we're about a little less than 80 miles from top of descent here, so we're going to go ahead and start looking at the approach like we should have done yesterday. And so we're going to do that right now. Let me bring up the Navigraph stuff over here. And we are taking the Tyson 4 approach into Las Vegas once it loads. You mean the star there, Tim? Sid's over and done. All right, so here we go. We have the what we're coming in here, Tyson 4 from Peach Springs, which is right here. We need to cross CJ below flight level 190. We're going to be crossing Caddy at 12,000 and 250 knots. So we're going to be at 250 before we get to 10,000. That's important to note. And then we're making the turn here for Tyson. And we want to be at 10,000 at Susie at 210 knots. So we're going to be slowing up pretty good as we turn to Preno. And from Preno at 8,000, that's where we, landing runway 25 left, we'll intercept the localizer for runway 25 left. If we end up getting a different runway, then we will get vectors to that other runway at that point. And that is our approach. So yeah, we can look here in the legs page and see we are 50, 70, 80, it's about 90 miles from Peach Springs or so. And so we can see CJ's got the below flight level 190 on there, that's good. We got Caddy 250 at 12,000, just like we saw on the chart. And Susie at 210 at 10,000 and Preno at 8,000. So so far that's all matching up. We'll look at the approach plate for 25 left here in a minute. I'm going to check the weather before I do that and see what it's looking like and see if I need to make a change. Let's see, current conditions. The joystick connects to what now? Who? Oh yeah, you gotta deal with that somehow. So it looks like expected weather. Oh, there you go. It looks like expected weather in Las Vegas is 70 at 6 knots. So it's actually going the other direction. So it actually behooves us to land on 7, not 25 left or right. So we'll probably be doing that. Matt Mubarak, are you asked, is that a question for me or for the other conversations going on in chat right now? This is Southwest Boeing 737. Yeah, I do. There's a ceiling fan in here that's blowing because it's like 180 degrees here in Fresno, so I need all the air I can get. Yeah, we need to do that again because that was fun. Well, no, we did the goofing around, then we did an actual flight to Princess Juliana. The problem is you and Fat Man, both your aircraft died before we got there. Yes, that's true. Although my flight was quite successful doing that, so I don't know what was up with you guys, but... Oh, okay. Well, yeah, you sent me that video. Are you asking me which one I prefer? Oh, I'd probably do the F-18. Interesting. Yeah, I do know Carinata. Alright, that's the last fix before our top of descent, so I'm going to go ahead and move this on down to at least 8,000, which is the end of the star. So that way the aircraft will descend on schedule. Crafting dudes, hello, how are you doing, sir? Blue Crown, if I was the richest person in the world, what plane would I buy? The 747. A VIP custom-built 747. Yeah, that makes sense for the winds right now. So yeah, we'll plan on 7. Because yeah, the winds I saw were 7-0 at 6. So Lauren Prince, I guess, just subscribed. Thank you for subscribing. Welcome aboard. Let's go ahead. In fact, let's look at the approach plate for runway 7 while we're at it, since we're getting ready to top of descent here. So let's go down here to, do we have an approach plate for 7? No. That's helpful. Alright, I guess we won't. Yeah, just, that's interesting. You'd think they at least have a plate for it. That's weird. Alright, well, at least we know 255, it's the opposite of that. So it should be 75. 75 is going to be runway heading for 7 left and right. And what we'll do actually is we will, if they're landing 7 right, then we'll look at 25 left, and this is 25 right, and we can get a back course on it at least to give us a hand if we need it. So that's 111.75, so that'll be good to know. Alright, we're coming in through top of descent. Ooh, that's fun. I wonder if we'll get to descend below that. That's interesting. Does not look healthy. Yes, it does. We may have to skirt around that here. It looks like we can skirt around to the side, so I think we're going to do that and set it to send me, and we're going to pop around this guy. Oh, you know what we also need to do before I forget? Let me look up Las Vegas here real quick. While we're coming around that. West Wind. Yeah, Westwind Virtual Airlines is the full name, and then Westwind is the call sign. 2181. Nope, not Compass. Yeah, let me know. Alright, we gotta set the landing altitude here for the pressurization. Yeah, there you go. No, they are. We fly Westwind on. There's a number of guys that fly on VATSIM with the Westwind call sign. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, will do, Tim. Thanks for that. Oh yeah, Tim, I remember that. Yeah, the microburst stuff. I'm running Windows 7 still. Yeah, it's worked well for me. Indeed. Go ahead and set our auto brake to 2 now, so that's done. I think everything is set up here that needs to be, so that's good. And we're just waiting for driver. Not that it matters, it's just flight following. Yeah, seatbelt sign's on. So we're going to skirt this around. We need to be at 8,210 at Susie, so in fact I'm going to roll the speed back manually here. We're going to start jumping down to that because yeah, it might be a wet runway. Oh yeah, at Las Vegas, it's true. Sorry, Tim, I just got the, I didn't read the seatbelt sign thing all the way through the first time. Sit, roll over, park. Landing time, let's see, we're still approximately the same amount of time, so we're looking at 15 minutes or so, 15, 20 minutes. Yeah, we're going to do visual approach runway 7 right. We're just going to fly it around. Once we get to Primo, or Primo, whatever that fix was, then we'll cycle it around. At this point, we'll go back to LNAV, cycle around the cell. That in again a little bit. Below 17,000 feet. Ladies and gentlemen, we have made our making our final descent down into the Las Vegas area at this time. Please return to your seats and fasten your seat belts in preparation for landing. Make sure you stow anything that you've got with you under the seat in front of you or in the overhead bins. Flight attendants, please prepare the cabin for landing at this time. Yes, good point, Tim. So we need to set our approach speeds here. So set that there. And actually I need to change my runway because we're going to be arriving now on 7. Oh, 7 right, sorry, not 7. Yeah, 7 right. We have a route discontinuity because we're just going to do vectors from Prino, so we're just going to fly it around. Bleed off some speed here real quick. So our approach speed is going to be 150 with 30 knots, with 30 degrees of flaps. That's our VREF. So we're gonna be coming in probably about 160 VREF plus 10. For the down leg of runway 7, we're gonna try to be right around our final approach speed of 160, between 170 and 160. we'll see if that works out. Actually, it looks like what we can do here is reset 255 from this point, which I'm going to do. We'll actually be on the downwind for that, on a right downwind. We're a bit ways out from the runway. This is 20 miles here, 40. The airport is, that's just under 40 miles. So it's coming into view right here. So that's it. This is Vegas out here in the distance. I'm sure there's people here that could help you. I'd be willing to help you too, but I can't do it now because I'm flying a plane. So if you want to follow up with me on Facebook or Twitter, then I can interface with you about that. PR. No one cares. We're just descending below 10,000 right now. Very nice. So we're passing each other's altitudes, basically. Alright, that's 10,000. Landing lights coming on. Yeah, that's true. Although I don't think I have FSN installed on this hardware. I think it's on my box edition one. I think. I could be wrong. Oh, that's right. It's VPile. That's the one I used. But yeah, whatever it is, I think it's on the other one. Well, no, I mean the. I have two separate Windows installations, one for Box Edition and one for Steam Edition, and I think the vPilot's installed currently on the Box Edition one. I'm flying on Steam. Flap setting will be 30, Tim. I'm traveling to Syria tomorrow, man. What's going on in Syria besides conflict? And which is that? Ah, gotcha. Yeah, Blue Crayon, that's the goal. We're going to try not to crash this time. No, not technically, but we might as well. We ran off the runway, so I kind of counted as a quasi-crash. Going flaps 5. Tim, we're going to try not to do that. What'd you do? Oh, nice. Yeah. Pierre Capsim or P3D? No, PMDG is the most realistic 777, hands down, over Captain Sim or anything else. Sometimes I'll hit 2 and then 5 shortly after. It just kind of depends. I'm guessing it would depend on the force of the tail strike. Well, because you could risk a damage to the pressure bulkhead depending on how hard you strike it, I guess. So. Pierre, in my experience, FS Passengers does not lower FPS hardly at all, I don't believe. Tim, I don't know if you heard Encrypted's question. I think that was for you. In the event of a tail strike on takeoff, what's the normal procedure? Janice, thank you for subscribing. Welcome aboard. No, Citizen, we're coming around to 7. That's why I'm offset. We're going downwind right now. Bruce, I have no idea. Tim says they stay below 10,000 feet, dump fuel if able, and return to the field. Or, and if able, return to the field. Right around 15, Bruce, at the moment. Yeah, Tim says tail strike caused a JAL 747 crash in Japan. No, I'm not on VATSIM right now, Pacos Tacos. Flaps 10. Yeah, Blue Crown, I think that was part of it, because they were supposed to do a double rivet, and they only did a single rivet or something like that, but yeah. Alright, so there's McCarran. We're going to come around here to visually come around on 7 right. We got some wind going on, man. No failures that I've noticed yet, so. still... No. Gosh. Frame rate lag is real. Goodness. Flaps 15. Try and get the speed down here. Go ahead and gear down. Alright, we are taking her in manual. Alright guys, I will not be looking at chat for a little while I land this thing. Flaps 25. Flaps 30. Gotcha. Datum, thanks for subscribing. Welcome aboard. I've never used that one. I've used, I think it's VATaware or VATSpy or something like that. Alright, I'm landing now, so I'm going to stop talking. Sterile cockpit. And speed brakes are armed. Fishu Games, welcome aboard, sir. Greetings all the way from Poland. That's awesome, man. I'm not going to talk too much or see chat for a little while because I'm trying to land this thing, so that I saw that pop up, so welcome to you. Auto brakes are 2, gears down green, flaps are 30, green light. Speed brakes are armed, we're good for landing. Wind is almost right down the runway at 9 knots, just fantastic. Beautiful. Reversers. That, ladies and gentlemen, is how we do that. Not yesterday. Do not look at yesterday's video as an example of how I fly. Please don't. And we are down. It was not. It was beautiful, don't even lie. I'm talking about my landings, not yours. Landing lights coming off. Alright. Thank you guys. Well, I can't. Well, I can't right now because I've got some other work I got to do now that we're done with this. So, unfortunately, the duty calls after this long weekend of craziness. Oops, that was fun. No, I do not have a wife now. No, but I have a job that requires me to do things. So, and a house that requires maintenance. Speed brake can come up, flaps can come up. Yeah, good point, Tim. I did forget to do that. Tim, I think we've been on steady this whole time, actually. Yeah, so strobe, yeah, so I think we never turned the strobes on. I forget that in this one they're connected with the nav lights as opposed to some of the other ones it's a separate switch. Yeah, I'll get X-Plane at some point, don't worry. Gotta try and figure out where my gate is. Oh, I appreciate that, Tim. Encrypted, what was your question for Tim? Because I don't know if he, I heard you, but I don't know if he did. Gotcha. Tim, Encrypted Pilot would like to know if you do any flight simming as well as obviously real world flying. And as far as our gate goes, I'm not sure where my people are. We're supposed to be going to C4, but I don't know if... I'm not sure entirely where that is, based on where my people are at. I should see my my service vehicle somewhere around here. I thought the C gates were over here, but I guess not. Oh, you know what? Hang on a second. Is there another... Oh! There they are. I was at the wrong terminal. Oh, stupid. Okay. I didn't realize I didn't realize it was a separate section. Yeah, my bad. I didn't realize I was over so far over, so my bad. My bad. Indeed, we should. Yeah, Daniel, I'm not going to slew over to sea. That's cheating. Yeah, 2002. That's a really old system, man. Well, I bet it runs real good. Exactly. The APU on this whole time? I thought I turned it off. I could have sworn I remember turning it off. Guess not. Well, there's something, and or did I just reach up and turn it on a little bit ago and I don't remember doing that? Maybe that's what I did. I could have sworn I turned it off. Tim would have caught that too, I would think. Heinrich, thanks for stopping by. Glad to see you. Have a good night, sir. The old school Southwest livery over here. That's about what this was. That's about what this flight was. No, Albuquerque to Vegas. It was about an hour 15 or so in flight. Yeah. Slow down, you stupid plane. Grief. No, it's not FSDT KLAS, it's just the default. FS Dream Team. Oh, I've never done that before. 0-0 on the coordinates for the stop. That's awesome. Well, for the GSX, you know, you're usually off by like a decimal something here or there. But it's like where I stopped, it's negative 0.0, negative 0.0. Indeed. It's been a while since I bought it. I don't even remember. I want to say it's like 40. Oh, sorry. I want to say it's like 40. It's been a while since I bought it. Yeah, Tim. I'll take it where I can get it. After yesterday, I will take what I can get. Alright, so that's coming around. We're going to go ahead and go. Sure, I'll let you know. Yeah. Alright, so we got, we're going to turn the pitos off. We're going to turn the window heats off. Go ahead and switch our bleed over to the APU. And we'll go ahead and kill the engines. Alright, anti-collision can go off. I'll leave that on. All my turnoffs can go off. Fuel pumps can go off, except for the one. Yaw damper can go off. We can turn the IRSs off at this point. almost there. We'll go ahead and say request deboarding. We'll go ahead and get this taken care of. Doors. Cargo doors opening. And open the main exit door. And turn seatbelt sign off. Main exit's open, guys. You can leave. Thanks, Blue Crown. I appreciate it. Alright, thanks, Andrew Gonzalez. I appreciate it.
Thank you. You did a great job. You're a wonderful flight.
Oh, thank you very much, lady who says that every time. Alright. Alright, well, we are here. We are pretty much shut down and successfully made it this time without weird crashes. We'll go walk over here. See our beautiful aircraft on the ground at the gate. Let them unload the baggage. And there we go. So thank you guys. Thank you guys for coming along with us today. This was a fun flight. It was actually really fun having Tim here for providing support, and I actually learned quite a lot of things I did not know. So always appreciate that. I always love learning more things. So Tim, thank you so much for your willingness to walk me through some things and put up with my my ignorance in a lot of things, as I'm not an actual airline pilot. So I appreciate you, sir. And I appreciate all you guys for stopping by and checking us out. So we'll stream again hopefully on Wednesday. That's the plan. We would have done it this last Wednesday, but I had a birthday deal going on. And Wednesday, and then we'll be back in the cockpit next weekend as well, Friday, Saturday, hopefully. One of those days we'll try and do another challenge flight with the engine out procedure. I think that would be a lot of fun. And so yeah, I definitely remember the takeoff page number 2 there, Tim. Thank you so much for that. I'm glad this was fun for you too. And yeah, till next time, guys. Again, we're working our way up toward that 1,000 subs. If you know people that are looking for Flight Sim YouTube channels to watch, send them my way. I'd appreciate it. But I appreciate all you guys for stopping by and hanging out with me. It's a lot of fun. So thanks, guys, so much. We will see you next time.